Happy New Year, everyone. I think it's safe to say before we rang in 2019, most of us, if not all of us, had the chance to check out Netflix's new original film, Bird Box, and we were not disappointed. It quickly became the most successful film on the streaming platform and has once again thrust Sandra Bullock back into Hollywood royalty. I missed her. The film is a poignant horror masterpiece, an instant classic added to the quickly growing pile of new original horrors that we have been blessed with this past year. If you're one of the few that don't know, the film follows Sandra Bullock, a soon-to-be mother forced to protect herself and her baby in the midst of an unknown global attack that causes those that look at what we don't know to become filled with despair and commit suicide. With a film that doesn't show what is causing such chaos, of course a lot of theories have come to light, so today we're going to take a look at the top 5 scary Bird Box theories. Let's jump in.
Somebody has to look.
I'll look.
No, I will decide, okay? I will decide. Just give me a second.
In at 5, chemical bioware. One of the least likely theories, but also very interesting regardless, is the theory that a country released a chemical agent in order to wipe out its enemies. John Malkovich even states this at the beginning of the film, that perhaps North Korea are behind the attack. Now this is unlikely, as we know the attack wasn't contained to one country and even affected animals, thus killing off the world's food supply. An intelligent country with the power to release such a powerful chemical would likely have thought about the effects it would have on a global scale, and how it could potentially affect them as well as the rest of the world. Again, it's interesting, but definitely the least likely on our list. What do you guys think though? In at 4, mental health. Now, this is a two-part theory, so bear with me. As we know in the film, it very quickly becomes apparent that those suffering from mental health issues are not affected by the creatures. So why is that exactly? Well, many believe that this is because those people are already dealing with their demons on a daily basis. Though hidden, those with diagnosed or undiagnosed psychological issues battle with their brain every day, sometimes fighting just to stay alive inside their own skin. They are more in tune with the negativity the mind often brings, so when those that don't suffer from mental illness see the creatures, they kill themselves. This is because they haven't confronted their demons buried deep within their minds yet. On a similar note, it has also been suggested that the film itself is focusing on the stigma surrounding mental health. For example, Sandra Bullock's character couldn't comprehend why her sister, played by our Queen Sarah Paulson, would kill herself, even stating Jess does not get sad. As we know, this is often a reaction brought about by those who don't quite understand mental health. If they can't see it, it must not be there, right? Wrong. People put on many masks to conceal their demons. Mental health is internal and completely disguised. Even those who appear happy could be struggling, so as a general PSA, think before you speak. In at 3, Lovecraftian monsters. Now, this is a theory just for you top 5 viewers. Linking back to our last number with this point, the film, as we know, implies that those suffering from mental health issues are the only ones capable of looking at the creatures, and after seeing them become enlightened, stating it shall cleanse the world, or I've seen the truth. One of the survivors, who we later learn is clinically insane and plans to enlighten all those he encounters, can be seen in one scene drawing black tentacled monsters with a very similar aesthetic to Cthulhu, a cosmic creature written about by H.P. Lovecraft, an author well known for including themes of madness in his stories, and Cthulhu is a creature that is famous for driving people mad. Don't know about you, but I think this theory is highly probable. What do you guys think though? In at 2, psychosomatic hysteria. In July 1518, the city of Strasbourg was struck by an urge to dance. Believe me, this is leading somewhere. It all began when one resident, Frau Trophia, I think that's how you say it, stepped into the street and began to silently dance. Again, this will make sense, I promise. She danced for nearly a week before others began to join her, and by August, more than 400 people were inflicted by the dancing plague. The hysteria didn't end until September, when the dancers all fled to a mountaintop shrine to pray for absolution. Now, this incident has been described as psychosomatic hysteria. Many fans of Bird Box have been quick to point out the similarities, and perhaps the events in the film are a result of hysteria but on a global scale. With the state of the world, politics, climate change and water shortage, it's not hard to imagine that humanity could turn on itself and in the process become their own destruction. And finally, in at number 1, fear of becoming a parent. Now, this theory is arguably the most likely and has even been commented on by Sandra Bullock herself. The large majority of the film centers on Sandra Bullock's character Mallory and her unhappy feelings about becoming a mother, even naming her child Boy and another child she is forced to care for girl. Now, many have suggested that this is to prevent herself from becoming too attached to her children, particularly during a mass epidemic. However, it is the river scene which gives this theory the most life. Mallory and her children travel blindfolded down a winding and treacherous river in order to reach safety, and many have commented on this particular scene being a metaphor for the struggles of parenthood. Bullock even stated, "Every mum will look at this and go, that river is my journey as a parent." And Bird Box director Susan Bear stated, "There are a lot of things that are part of our idealized version of motherhood, but I always thought it was much more complex, much more ferocious. I think that's what Sandra gives it." And that she does. The river scene is truly traumatic and shows a woman thrust into motherhood, traveling blindfolded through the world while trying to protect her children at all costs. Sounds spot on to me. Well, there we have it. What did you guys think of Bird Box? Were there any theories that you had that didn't make it onto our list? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go, I just want to read some comments from our last video, Top 5 Scariest Things Kids Have Ever Said. Norman Reyes said, "Nice vids as always. Shout out?" Well, thank you kindly, here is your shout out. Zed said, "Happy New Year Lucy, please shout out my name." Thank you, Zed. Happy New Year to you too. Cat Hall said, "Are you related to Christy from Fleetwood Mac?" Weird, considering we look nothing alike. But yes, she's my dad. Elite FBX1 said, "Do you guys ever have nightmares after you do this stuff?" No. My life is a nightmare. Derptastic Matthew said, "Hey Lucy, you're pretty dope." Thank you very much, you're pretty dope too. Happy New Year to everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another video. If you enjoyed, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.